Switchblade suicide in the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where they go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arrives. And street lights shining, you know my time's arriving. Out when it's dark cause we midnight vibing. Midnight driving, cruising by flying. Living so fast, never think about dying. Buzz up in the dark and we hang out with the Batman. Scars on my knuckles cause we fucking with the wolf gang. Switchblade shining, night bright winding. Stars in my eyes when the moonlight shines in. Murder rap on my first track. Killing shit cause I've been begging. Suicide on the second, I don't care, just accept it. Knife swipe and you're doomed. Switchblade coming soon. Chills on your spine when we holler to the fucking moon. Still shine bright, bright spot. Make it eyes one, shut down, slice with the right swap. Blood on my fist, knife test on my wrist. Moonshine on the blade, just cruising through the mist. Middle in the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes where they go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arrives. And it'll be the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knock. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holler to the fucking sky cause the moon bright.
Your barbecue sauce.
My barbecue sauce. Haven't you ever noticed after people have some of my barbecue sauce, after a while when it kicks in they get all huggy-buggy?
Stop.
I'm dead serious. Haven't you ever noticed that after one of my barbecues and they have the sauce, people want to get right home?
Oh, fuck. It's creepy.
Let me tell you something else.
The music.
I got a cup of it up on the night table. And
They gotta cut the
I got
laughs.
a cup of it, I said. Left it up there breathing. Why don't you give the chicken to these people that's going up and have some sauce?
What the fuck is going on?
So here's the rest of the chicken, you guys.
I gotta go.
Dr. Swoop, I love this chicken.
Don't you eat that chicken, boy. I'm not gonna rape you.
It's my body.
That was fun.
That's
dude.
creepy. It's the music. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of the Crowded Room podcast. I'm Alex. He's Jay. It's the music, though. It's I notice like if I'm up late at night and I can't sleep, those rolling through reels, the creepy reels where it's like ghost stories or something. If it just wasn't for that creepy music, and it wouldn't be that fucking creepy. But
You hate the music in all those videos.
I don't
All those
hate that.
Instagram
I don't
videos.
hate that one. I hate it when it's like they're trying to say something serious and they're like, "Oh, we got to play music for the people who don't actually pay attention to enjoy this at the same time," right? Like,
But in that one, it really played its part.
that one it played an element to it, yeah. But when you're late at night watching those ghost videos, if it just wasn't for the music, it wouldn't be creepy. But I find myself getting like tingly, creeped out, and I hate that. I hate that aspect of it. But no, that
Fair
one was
enough.
nice.
So here we are in the middle of
Yeah.
the Mojave Desert.
Yeah,
Hot as fuck.
We're
up
in
in
Death
the Crowded
Valley.
Room podcast room.
If you
May as
can't
well
tell,
be
we
a
got
desert.
four tits out for Harambe. It's a ritual that we've figured out for ourselves lately.
Sun's out, guns out for
Yeah.
Harambe.
Yeah, we got to do the ties just to stay strict to our YouTube terms of service, like Andrew was telling us. But well, otherwise,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I'd be freeballing it here.
Dan says, just chilling in the heat. Cypher says, I like the tie only look.
Thank you, Dan and Cypher.
My
Fuck
girlfriend just texted me. She said, never put a shirt on again. So we might have
Oh,
to keep
hell
doing
yeah.
this.
Yeah. Well, thank you to her too.
Thank you, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Thank you.
welcome you back. It's June 8th for anyone watching this distant future. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This
Thank you.
distant future.
This in the distant future.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
For our kids that are watching this back in the year 2050, this is June 8th, 2023. Leave a like if you like our tits.
Definitely hit that like and subscribe button,
I'll do it.
especially if you're new. But yeah, what happened this week?
Not much. No, I'm kidding. There's quite a bit that happened. I think the biggest story is the Ukraine got bombed. That dam. Nobody's taken account for it or anything.
Just like the Nord Stream.
There's a dam in southern Ukraine that got fucked up, and they're all killing everybody through it. There's a zoo that got hit by this water surge. Everything but the ducks and the swans died.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
Well, apparently the Russians have control of an area that can control the amount of water coming out. So they're saying that it's possible they destroyed it by letting like all that water through or something. I don't know. I can't back that up with anything. That's
that
just
sounds
something
like
I
proof
read.
enough for me.
That was that's just within the discussion in the comment section. So that was just
Right.
I'm not saying-
Leave your outlandish theory in the comment section if you'd like us to read it out loud. But
Hell
yeah, no, I don't know who the hell blew it up, or else I'd go fucking find him and teach him a lesson myself. You know what I mean? But those poor animals at the zoo that can't swim just drowned. And then all the ducks are floating around like, oh, this is nice. How do they keep the ducks from flying away in the first place?
Well,
There must be a cage above them.
do they like clip their wings or something?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I would imagine they clip their wings and then they can only swim.
Right.
They,
Or it's just an Airbnb for ducks. They
flood
can come and
happens
go as
and
they
then
want.
a flood happens and they can just swim away.
Yeah, no, that's just it. If they can't get over the gate and then the flood like helps them over. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Oh wow, a whole new world.
Yeah, they got like seals or something in there.
Meanwhile, everything else just died. It's like
yeah, no,
a zoo. You said, where
a
was
lot
that?
of it. In
Ukraine.
some weird name that I can't pronounce, but somewhere in Ukraine. Yeah.
It's like a war going on. There's just this zoo still
It
operating.
starts with a K.
Like,
Let's hit a video though. We got a video queued up for
Oh,
it.
Okay.
Oh, there's no sound, but yeah,
There's no sound.
like slides here.
Okay.
giant breach.
It's like some drone footage.
Yeah,
Holy shit, eh?
that's not very cash money, dog.
That looks like it's sitting on the ocean, but you're saying like a river just like, or like some water surged through this area?
A
kind of
river
thing?
runs through it.
Yeah. And it just, all the water came through. I haven't seen this footage, so.
Yeah, I don't think there's actual footage of it getting bombed or whatever, but somebody blew up.
It looks like they're on the ocean.
Yeah, they're just fighting nature, trying to keep it.
Ocean's
all back.
just like pushing water onto land.
Ocean wins every time. No, I don't think you can dam the ocean with the tide and whatnot. You know.
Yeah, no. Just saying it looks like that because you can't see the end of the water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Damn.
Yeah, intense. I'm
Interesting.
pretty sure all dams are on rivers, or I could be dumb there too.
No, because beavers will put dams on lakes. They'll dam anything they can, man.
Right, but I mean like a hydro dam.
Oh, yeah, like those dams would only be on rivers because the idea is to harness the moving water, so it would never be on a lake. And when it comes to the ocean, they use turbines to harness the waves.
Right. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Hard-hitting science here at the Crowded Room podcast with your top-tier national scientific
Hit the wrong
engineers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought a really big story was the Chinese military
Going
Creating-
to Cuba.
creating a facility in Cuba,
Yeah. So that.
which is 100 miles from Florida.
Yeah. That's going to be a little bit of a pickle for them to get through because
Sounds-
they can intercept their communications and whatnot.
It sounds oddly familiar to something that happened recently in the last few years. Almost like
What?
the reason why this war started between Russia and Ukraine.
Because China went to Cuba.
No, because Ukraine, the United States, or NATO, I should say, started like trying to win how should I put this? Bring in Ukraine, and in the process of that, they're setting up missile silos and like bases and stuff in Ukraine,
Okay.
like close to Russia, and like that's why all this is starting, right? Like
Right.
one
Well,
of the reasons.
They're actually taking an idea from Russia back in the Bay of Pigs kind of 50s era. I'm pretty sure they were setting up nuclear arms in Cuba because they didn't have good enough ones to go across the ocean.
For sure. When the United States decides to invade Cuba to get rid of all this shit, it'll be like, okay, it'll be fun to watch them justify what they're doing while simultaneously hating on Russia for what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's my point.
God damn, it's hot in the Mojave Desert here.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can find a couple camels and get out of here.
So aside from that, we got more maps, more map
maps?
problems.
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean
if you
the-
follow
the
the podcast, you
pedophiles.
know what a map is. But we'll start with you wrote this one, Parents versus LGBTQ.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there was a protest that parents put on that was like anti-LGBTQ, or not anti, but it was just like pro-parental choice.
Yeah.
And then these straight bangers or bashers came over and tried to cause a scene in the good Christian kind of landscape. But let's we do have videos of that stuff too. It's kind of funny. It's like a whole bunch of Karens
I haven't
fighting each
heard
other.
about this. So.
You haven't heard anything?
No.
Yeah, go to number A there. Yeah. So it's a bit bigger than you might have even imagined.
And on both sides of the aisle here, you have the LGBTQ members promoting Pride Month recognition in our schools, and then you have the parents protesting that. And the real challenge here at the Sataskoy School in San Fernando Valley on Ethel Avenue is to keep the two parties
I'll
away
give
from
you a
each other.
boot.
This video we shot just a few moments ago, and you can see it got pretty heated. They are both trenched in, both sides in this diversion or this situation, I should say.
It looked like a guy attacking a
is
chick
pretty
waving
heated.
a
We'll come
flag.
back out to
Yeah.
a live shot. LAPD has come in force now. They set up a skirmish line trying to keep the two parties away from each other. There's probably about
It's
a
a
couple.
bunch of people taunting each other.
Nobody over there is happy.
Nobody. But yeah.
Happy Pride Month. Fuck.
Right.
Nobody is happy there.
Either way, let them be proud. Just don't shove it down their kid's throat, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not fucking there.
I just
Stop utilizing.
obviously.
Utilizing. Stop
Oh my God.
utilizing.
What does that even mean?
Up here.
Oh, section. Oh,
Sexualizing.
fuck's sake!
I didn't see that.
God damn it!
My brain kept wanting to say utilizing.
This guy's like, sorry, there's
Yeah.
not enough room on this sign. They'll get it. Look how long it took us to get it. We were walking by and just saw it for a quick second. We would have been
not
like,
utilizing
for the
anything.
rest of the day, I would have been like, what does utilizing mean? I would have looked it up, dude.
I would have Googled that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is utilizing?
Assume it means grooming or something.
Well, I don't know. The guy was brown who said it, so it could have been.
Look at how fresh this cop is.
Dude, that guy, he's like, easy
Oh, yeah.
day today. Just gotta chill here.
Fucks, dude.
Yeah, he's like, none of these people know how to fight. I just get to chill and watch them yell at each other.
But they did get in a giant fight.
These people.
Yeah, but that's
People like
just
this.
it. Regardless, they got in like a gang fight, dude. There's like 100 people
Oh, my
there
God.
going at each other, and apparently it got much worse than that footage there. But
Damn.
yeah, not too fun on either side. I mean, for one, what are you doing going to the street to do that? Like, can't you just write a letter to the school board or something? Right? You're kind of trying to fight fire with fire, which just, an eye for an eye.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. People protest for a reason. It's like they feel helpless. So what else can they do other than like make a big commotion about an issue that they care about? And if you get enough people whining about it, doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it is, you're gonna make a change in some way or another. It seems
Yeah,
that
but
way.
if you're going to get upset about one protest with another protest, like that doesn't
and that's
really
another
work.
thing. We have these counter protests now. It's like,
Yeah.
back in, I swear that shit started in like 2016 or something, like when Antifa started showing up to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not much of a protester myself, but we do our part by spreading awareness.
Yeah, this is our protest. We're standing up to the
Yeah.
man. Tits out for Harambe. No one wants to screw with us with our shirts off. You don't even know what side of the argument we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we are. Maybe this is our LGBTQ episode where we slowly get a little closer to each other
You're right. With Top G,
over and over again.
Top G would approve. With Top G in the
Approved.
thumbnail,
In the
I'm sure
thumbnail.
there'll be a lot of LGBTQ plus people showing up for this.
I
one.
hope so. We represent everything here at the Crowded Room.
So it's weird that these minor attracted people get grouped in with LGBTQ stuff now, but that's
They're
that's
part
the
of the
way they
plus.
want it. That's the way
why-
some of them want it.
That's why they did the plus.
Yeah.
It's just a blanket kind of symbol for everything.
So I have this more maps one, a little bit higher there, I think, Andrew.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right above it. No? Okay, I guess it's down low.
Okay.
I guess
So
we went
what's-
right past it, but it's in there. No, a little bit lower.
So what's
that one?
You really got to work on coding your shit out. Bud.
Most of them are coded.
Okay, we'll talk
It's
about
that one right
that.
there, though.
We'll-
It's that one right there, the blue one, Andrew.
This is bad pod. We'll get there. What's going on here, Jared? Talk us
So
through
let me
it.
just say, there's a just. Let me just say, like last week, I shared a video where they brought a pedophile into the school to talk to the kids that was dressed up in drag. So once again, it's happened. And listen to what the teacher has to say to defend this. Go ahead, Andrew.
We're not going to call them that. We're going to call them MATs. No. Minor attracted persons. No. So don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a 5-year-old.
Members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city. It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is child pornography in the classroom. I've spoken to a judge this evening. She's already confirmed that. So I'm going to give you a simple choice. You either choose to resign from this Board of Education, or you will be charged. Thank you.
Dang.
Yeah,
Now that's a mayor.
That's one sentence from the teacher, so she could have had context that we don't see in this. Like, she could have been like, this is what their argument is, and then said it, but it seems really bad from what we see, for sure.
You're absolutely right. Like, with the amount of context that we do have, that is
much.
a possibility. I just don't think
Yeah.
it's a high possibility. It sounds like she's defending the whole idea of
Oh, yeah,
maps.
it sounds horrible, for sure. And that if that's exactly what this guy's talking about, then yeah, that's condemnable.
Yeah. Andrew, the next one I want to bring up is the one about Andrew or Adam 22. And so, do you know No Jumper, the podcast No Jumper?
Yeah, I'm not
That
like
one there.
terribly familiar with it, but I know it.
Yeah, so I've been watching it, not consistently, but like, you know, like the group Suicide Boys and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
so they made it big because they were on this podcast, from my understanding. You know, like, so
Oh,
a lot of
really?
people like get the exposure on here and blow up a bit.
It's a really like gangster, like wannabe gangster
Dude,
kind of podcast.
I'd
yeah.
describe it as trashy, man. A lot of the
Yeah.
people that show up on here are like trying to make it famous as like, you know, rappers, but they're all like scummy as fuck. And like, I like the Suicide Boys, but they are scummy. They're like heroin addicts that like made it as rappers, you know, like,
the only reason I've heard of it is because what I hear, his wife is like a porn star or something. So
Yeah.
they have porn stars on, and then they film like a 3-way or something
I was gonna say-
afterwards.
so he does have porn. That's,
Yeah.
No, it's a real thing, Andrew.
It's a real thing,
So he
yeah.
doesn't just have these nameless like rappers that no one knows that are trying to make it, but he also has like porn stars on.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's what gets the podcast so much exposure, I would imagine. And but yeah, no, it's true. He's become a porn star himself, and now it's true. I think they have like a separate podcast that they do, and I think they have like threesomes and stuff like on that
Right.
podcast. So, anyways,
You really got to go fucking whole hog when you tattoo your face. Yeah.
dude, he tattooed his whole hog, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, anyways, recently someone came on the show and exposed him for being a pedophile.
Oh.
And Adam 22 is just like, dude, that was 20 years ago. Like, he doesn't say it didn't happen.
Those
He's
chicks
like,
are 30 now.
yeah, but I was only 20 back then. But either way, like, regardless, he gets called out and he doesn't deny it. He actually like kind of confirms it with his words. And well, you can play it. I think it shows a clip of it in
No
this.
Jumper show looks like it's finally coming to an end after the owner, Adam 22, was accused of and even fired other hosts on video. That's right, he fired a host named AD and even fired this dude named Lush1 right on video.
I can show you the entire chat. I didn't say that.
I honestly think, at least for now, maybe we could come to the bottom of this at some point, but it's probably better that you just leave. Thank you.
And soon after that, LA comedian Duno also announced his departure from No Jumper, saying that they're all gonna start their own show named Figmunity World. But one of the main reasons everybody's quitting the show is because these guys named the Busters came on the show and exposed Adam 22 on his own show.
How you don't know? How you don't know if you was
Because it
someone?
was 20 years ago.
It still happened though, but we can't take that jacket off. We can't take that jacket off of
You
nobody.
fit, right? You gotta go.
All right, man. No. Let's go.
The No Jumper show looks like it's
Right.
But yeah. So, I mean, that's a big thing in some people's world. Obviously, we don't sit there watching this podcast all the time, so it makes no difference. But
I'm sure it is a big show, though. I mean, if we've heard about it.
Yeah, no, I just mean like we don't follow it, so it makes no difference to us. But no, they are huge. It is a big podcast, which is why I wanted to bring it up.
No, I don't know. I can't sit here and talk about shit that I don't know about, right? So
But you can tell me how you feel about it.
Screwing minors is bad, okay?
Talking to underage women are bad.
You shouldn't be screwing minors.
Okay.
Because it's bad.
All right.
That's about my whole stance on that one.
So I have one more little subject grouped in with all that, and it's one that you had written down. IG child porn.
Right. So there isn't much of a video to go with this, but apparently Instagram is facilitating an algorithm that leads people to a pedophile trafficking kind of site. Like you'd think that they actively take that down, but no, they're facilitating algorithms so that people see more of this.
So, more importantly, it sounds like they can identify a pedophile with their algorithm.
Well, they can identify what you want to watch.
Exactly. So if someone is a pedophile and wants to watch little kids, it sounds like
what
their
if you're an
algorithm will
FBI
direct you to their
if
algorithm.
you're an FBI agent that wants to look at like what pedophiles are posting to go arrest them, right?
Well, then that's how you figure it out. That's the way to follow them down that road. But I'm just saying that
either way, when you find this fucking content, you should delete it. Instagram, why are you trying to facilitate it for people to come up and find more of it?
Well, another good question is why did Elon Musk have to delete 44,000 child porn pages on Twitter once he bought it, once he took control of it? It's like, how come they weren't deleting that stuff? It's probably for the same reason.
Probably for the same reason, because clicks equal money, and they're in the business of making money, right?
And they're in the middle of normalizing that shit too.
Yeah, well, Twitter's also kind of the Wild West. Like there was no regulations on anything. So like you go back 500 years, marrying a 13-year-old girl is pretty common.
It sounds like they want to go back to that.
Yeah, Twitter. No, I just think they're facilitating a demand that's out there because you get money for clicks.
A demand for
There's a demand for child porn somewhere in the world, and they're facilitating it so that they get a streamline of that back to those people, rather than telling the FBI who these people are and taking the videos.
Well, people even find a way to monetize like illegal streams and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you're never really going to get around it. That's why my argument for this Bill C-11, whatever, the internet stuff. Yeah, there's bad to it, but there's good to it too, right? Like.
I don't know if they can. I don't know. I'd rather live with the bad in order to keep the good. You know.
You say that now, but then the people who actually have to live through the bad aren't so into it.
You mean rich people that people are pirating their stuff?
If you really want to live that life, then you're saying that it's okay to have this market and this demand and this business going forth, which means that there's going to be more people getting into it. There's going to be more kids getting trafficked.
I was about to ask what you're talking about specifically, but no, I'm not saying that's okay. They have ways to stop that without this new bill. Like,
I get it, but just like how when guns were invented, there wasn't a law. It was brand new. So like people could go shoot people and whatnot. There were murder laws, sure, but there wasn't a law to where you couldn't bring your gun into the grocery store, into the town hall or something, right? Eventually,
people used to keep their rifle like in the back of their truck, like on a rack.
Yeah, and people used to ride in the back of their truck. People used to drive drunk. Eventually, you had to regulate this stuff, or else it's going to snowball out of control.
You're right, and certain things need to be
lives.
regulated, but how much you want the government to regulate your life is the question.
There's
and
a happy medium.
The internet in general has been the Wild West for a long time, and they've slowly regulated it bit by bit.
Right.
And I just,
another word for it is anarchy.
Yeah, no, the internet has been like that for a while, like especially like the dark web, but like that's where the real bad shit goes down. Like the dark web, that's where people actually do.
You never know. What about that Wayfair thing where they're selling cabinets with girls' names on it for $25,000?
Oh no, I remember that.
Right.
That never ended up.
That wasn't on the dark web.
No, you're right, but that was also never proven to actually be true.
Well, what you never ordered from there? Fuck.
I
got a mean cabinet in my house.
I never got my shelf name Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Sucks to be you.
You got little Kristen though?
No.
Which shelf did you order?
I've been making
Genevieve?
my own. I got my own kid and fucking development right now.
All right, next topic. So actually, weird fires. This is a good one. So obviously, there's fires all around Canada going on. There it is, right there, Andrew. Actually, this one is. Sorry, this is more a little conspiracy shit. Play this anyways, Andrew. This is. I came across this clip. I don't know if we can play that music, but
yeah, we don't.
You see this helicopter doing that? So people are saying that this is what's called like back burning and spot burning.
Yeah.
I've never heard or seen helicopters do this kind of thing. Have you?
No, never seen it.
Have you heard of it?
If you wanted to take it out of context and jump to your own conclusion,
I'm not.
looks like arson.
Yeah,
on a mass scale.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. So
and if we did the creepy music behind it, then you would instantly get
that's why I got rid of the music. All right, don't want to sway anyone in any direction. But so
what's Andrew saying here, sir?
Gold mine companies do this all the time.
Gold mine companies do this all the time.
Plots?
So you've heard of this? This happens.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So when I was talking to my friends about this, I heard that like there's firefighters that have never even seen them do this stuff. So they're even they're questioning it. So
I'm sure it's not during the fire season they do this, but maybe. I mean, it looks like a controlled burn to me.
Andrew, could you tell me why they do it? Like they're just getting rid of it so they can like dig there, kind of thing.
I think like under the it's like spine or I'm trying to say spruce and pine at the same time. It's spinal. No,
spinal.
Apparently under like the certain trees that they burn, that's where the gold starts to develop real deep.
Interesting.
And those trees like help like create the gold and shit.
So you're saying this has to do with gold mining?
Yes, 100%.
Really? Okay.
Not 100, but most of what I've known.
Okay, because people are saying it's like spot burning, back burning. So it's to prevent forest fires from being able to spread so far.
Well, they're killing off.
That's what people are trying to say.
Dead trees and stuff, and then gold mines do it so they can clear the land, and then they can go and excavate the gold after.
But right now, it's they're trying to say that like the government's starting fires, but this is one of those like little bits of like. Kind of like misinformation in a sense. It's being put out there with like no context.
Exactly.
It doesn't say who filmed it. It's definitely older footage too. It's not even widescreen. It's like a square. You know what I mean? Like this looks old, but I question this right off the bat. And like I like to bring things up that just like no one really knows what's going on. Like let's get to the bottom of this. And in this case, like it's good to hear what you said there, Andrew. Maybe that I never heard of that. I never heard of people doing it for gold mining. So
no,
regardless of what it is. I don't think it's as nefarious as the internet's trying to play it off as. But my next clip, though, I think is a little more suspect.
I just wish there was some context behind all this, right?
Yeah, I would love that. With a video. No, not that one, Andrew.
In this,
that one there.
In these times where there's so much content thrown at you, it's really easy
all
to dismiss
of Quebec
stuff.
Check
just
this out.
Caught on fire all at once.
I heard this on the news.
Mm-hmm.
This is really weird, man.
On a clear day, I would say this would be some kind of terrorism of some kind, or here it is. Here we are.
Who cares what this guy has to say? Just watch what it looks like.
See, this morning it's clear, just partly cloudy skies, nothing really crazy going on there, and then, well. Insane.
Look at all those fires start at the same time.
Insane. Look at that. The whole thing.
The whole Quebec just goes up in flames at the same time. How many fires is that getting started at the same fucking time? What are the chances of that?
Nova Scotia, New Jersey, and the entire western
That's not
side
spreading. That's all starting at the same time.
All of this up here is smoke, and I'll take you in at the start of the there's last night. Look at BC, Canada up here. All of that is smoke. It's whole provinces are burning.
Look at the amount of smoke showing up at one time, pretty much.
This is all smoke here. So this is now BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and now over to the east,
right.
you have Nova Scotia.
That one at least looked like it's
Quebec.
spread.
I get it.
Whereas like the Quebec
All
one all
burning at
started at
once.
the same time.
Meanwhile, here we're in BC and we're having a pretty mild year for smoke, honestly.
It's been not bad, but we're all honestly really early into the summer too. It's the beginning of June. Normally this is like when summer starts for us. We actually had summer start at the beginning of May for once.
Right.
That was nice.
It's making the news pretty hard because New York City and all of like New Jersey and everything are really bad air quality right now. And it rarely ever happens to them. Whereas it's pretty common for us. Almost every year it'll happen to us.
What about in like Texas? Like I guess they don't really have lush forest.
In the north they do.
Yeah. So like do
I
they
don't know
have
about
crazy forest
but
fires?
they got brush and whatnot, vegetation.
Imagine a forest fire during like a hurricane or something, just blowing that shit around. Would it put it out?
No.
Does Texas light on fire?
No, oxygen feeds.
Well, I know, but with the water. But at the same time, like, that's what I'm asking. Like, if it didn't put it out, that would be crazy. Those winds fueling a fire, it just, like, kill everything.
And it depends, like, what direction, if it's blowing towards more trees or towards less trees. But
so we got one more fire video that I want Andrew to play here. Just a little bit. Yeah, there it is.
Right.
Check this out, dude. This is scary. Scary as fuck.
These are the firefighters, yeah.
I've seen videos like this before. This is the scariest one.
I did see this, and it gets much scarier here, but I think this was California? I don't know.
I don't know where this is.
We're going to start heading south.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit.
Copy. We're backing up. We're cut off heading north
Right.
out of section 26.
Holy shit.
Copy that. Yeah, we're just going to turn around.
Turning around is not an option. Yeah, what the fuck?
You're getting freaked out. I'd be fucking freaked out, dude.
Look at the fires right there.
It's like hell and brimstone. It's probably so hot for them right now.
Oh, dude.
And hard to breathe.
And you can go until your tires fucking melt,
they
right?
punch through the flames here.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That fire's like spreading so fast. Like, I think they go off-road here. Yeah, they go off-road here. How scary would that be, too? You could just hit a rut and then just be fucked.
Yeah, it looked like people just abandoned their cars on the road.
Oh my god. But is that even smart? Like,
no, well,
that
you're
fire will outrun you pretty much.
You're
like,
driving a car full of fuel.
There's no good option, really.
Right, with rubber tires that you need to move that could easily just melt. But yeah, there's no option. You don't want to get out and walk, you're fucked.
All you can do is run away from the fire, man. That is scary. That is nightmare fuel, I should say. That is watching that video. I was like, man, they're trapped. I hope those guys made it out of there. I'm assuming they did.
Well, unless
there was no rest in peace on
unless
the
they
video.
uploaded that video to the cloud, then I'm assuming they made it out of there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right
That could have been a
right
lot.
before they died.
It could have been a Facebook Live. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that happens all the time. But,
who are we to say? But yeah, no thank you, no bueno.
Cypher said, look up the planes that has the reflecting lights that cause fires.
What? Do you see that giant laser beam that fucking smacked the ground? That was like a couple weeks ago, but it looked so cheesy that I didn't send it into the podcast here. But there's just like a surveillance video, and a few 100 meters away, boom, this giant laser just fucks shit up.
Well, when the California fires were happening, there was a bunch of conspiracy stuff about like them like using lasers to start it, because there was like whole like neighborhoods that got burnt and the fire didn't spread into the forest at all. And like there was like cars that it's like they got burnt, didn't spread at all. It's like it was all supposed to be from a forest fire.
This one like came out of the sky like it was from a fucking satellite or something.
Well, there was one picture. I don't know if it was real or not back then, but they tried to show like a glimpse of like, oh, we caught the laser like starting this fire. And so anyways, I'm assuming it's similar to that. Looks like a alien tractor beam.
Luckily, there's no trees here in the Mojave Desert. Just a bunch
Too hot for that.
Just a bunch of scorpions and whatnot.
So what else we got here? Classic Julian Assange. What do you know about him?
The goddamn whistleblower that had to fuck off to another country.
Yeah.
There's a new one of them this week.
It's in the Instagram, my Instagram, Andrew. There's what?
There's a new whistleblower that had to exile herself to Russia, Tara Reid.
Tara Reid?
Tara.
Oh, Tara Reid, like the actress.
Exactly the same name, but a different lady.
Interesting.
And yeah, she's whistleblowing on the FBI and everything. She had to leave to Russia just for sanctuary.
She's not the one that did the Pentagon leak?
It could be similar, but I'm not exactly sure on that one. But yeah, the Department of Justice, the FBI, everything, she's going to testify against them in the next few weeks here. And she didn't feel safe at all. No one could really protect her.
Going to Russia.
She went to Russia. I know everyone here thinks that Russia's this evil, supervillain that wants to fuck up Ukraine, but they're taking on Edward Snowden. They're taking on Tara Reid here. How are they?
But if you listen to the United States, then they can use that to their advantage to tell lies and be like, oh, well, they're Russian spies, Russian operatives trying to destabilize our democracy.
They're American citizens who spoke out against the FBI, who had no choice but to leave or face.
At least we have proof of their American citizenship, so they can't say that shit. But even still, apparently the Soviets put out spies in like all countries like so long ago that there should be like they've had families and there's still spies like in those families like in countries. But I'm sure that happens all over. I thought sleeper cells was like an MK Ultra thing.
So you're thinking of like where you say a code word and all of a sudden...
Isn't that sleeper cell shit?
Yeah. That's like science fiction kind of stuff.
No, that's MK Ultra.
I get it, but that's like the extreme side of it. These are just embedded families. Kinda, I'm sure a lot of communist countries have that same stuff going on.
Fair enough. Well, let's play this video from Julian Assange.
Because the goal is not to completely subjugate Afghanistan. The goal is to use Afghanistan to wash money out of the tax bases of the United States, out of the tax bases of European countries, through Afghanistan and back into the hands of a transnational security elite. That is the goal, i.e. the goal is to have an endless war, not a successful war. So Stop the War Coalition is important because we have to prevent it becoming normal for there to be a constant war. Very soon, within the next few years, it will become the normal for there to be a constant war in the West. People will reach maturity and adulthood under the understanding that there is always a war. And at that point, war will not be something that is unusual or surprising or horrifying. War will become the new normal.
So that was 12 years ago. What I can say is my whole life there's always been war going on, at least since September 11th, it seems like. That's when I started paying attention to shit. I was in grade 9, I think, when that happened, and ever since then, it just seems like constant war in these countries that I knew nothing about, that a lot of people of my age knew nothing about. It's just we're at war here,
or
and
if you heard about it, you didn't think much of it, right? Like everyone knows the Edward Snowden story and everything. No one really cares, right?
But it's so important, and it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
Like
if you go to the Discord, I just sent you the Tara Reid one if you want to listen to her speak, but you could spell it out to half of the population. They won't care.
No, it's true.
They just want to fucking watch their news at night and eat their goddamn
a very long time.
Popcorn
I felt
chicken.
Safe,
this is her?
and I felt heard, and I felt respected. And that has not happened in my own country. I did talk to U.S. Congressman Matt Gaetz. I have not concealed anything. I told him I was in Moscow, Russia, and I told him why. And he said something very stunning. I am considered a whistleblower, as you know, in the United States. One of the cases I will be testifying is about how the DOJ and the FBI has weaponized by the Biden administration against its own citizens. So he said, Tara, you know, I'm worried about your physical safety in the United States. As a U.S. citizen, to hear a U.S. congressman basically say they couldn't protect me in a whistleblower case is stunning. And it makes me angry. And I want to say to my fellow American citizens, that as these cases against all of us are coming forward that speak out, I want you to remember the U.S. Congress works for the U.S. citizens. They work for us. We don't work for them. And we need to take back our power. We need to take back our truth and be able to speak it without fear of reprisal or physical harm for the first time in a very long time.
But yeah, same shit. A whole new day. That was this last couple weeks, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I don't know what she released. I just hope the best
What
for her.
she's saying is that the FBI is weaponized against the actual citizens. So what
enough,
that means is they're policing America. What they were designed to do was to find information abroad, like espionage and whatnot, and to stop terrorist attacks from coming to us.
Yep.
Not to police the goddamn actual country itself. That's unconstitutional. That's exactly what everyone's talking about with Trump being indicted and stuff. You know, like it's eerily reminiscent of a communist country to have your political opposition arrested and indicted on charges during the election cycle. Like that sounds like something an actual dictator would do. That's something that Hitler did. He didn't arrest him. He killed them all. Well, no. He faked a false flag event and then charged them all with the crimes for it.
Well,
had them all rounded up. And then, now there's no one to run against me. I'm the fucking supreme ruler.
Well, that's pretty much what was happening in Ukraine for
Right?
years, right? That's
but
how
we like to
Zelensky got in.
believe that as a first world country, even though that's not exactly what you think it means, that this couldn't happen here. That's not what happens here. No, we legally elected Joe Biden in through a fair fucking unrigged election, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, no, you know what? It's one thing for him winning once, but if he were to win the next election, like considering just his physical state, like his health,
yeah.
If you vote for that guy, there's something wrong with you.
Well, it's proven that the FBI corroborated with Twitter and everything to influence the election. They didn't rig the ballot boxes and stuff.
Yep.
Right? Even,
Well,
there's
they still might have.
something about that, yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
I just don't trust any electronic voting system because, like, the way viruses work, the way programming, like, they can put programs into a computer system that, like, let's say you're a computer expert, you'd never be able to find it, you know? So that's the level of these computer programs. And so, like, what's stopping them from creating some sort of program to be in the background on these voting systems to just come up with shit and, like, you know, change because I don't know if anyone actually goes through every single person and confirms that they're a real person. They try to,
and
they find a lot of dead people that get voted for.
Yeah, and there's people that vote twice, and there's a lot of weird stuff. As soon as you allow,
but it doesn't seem to matter.
Ballots,
it's like after the fact, no one. It's like they can yell it at the top of their lungs, and no one cares. It's like, well, the election's over anyways. They already won. Fucking just let them have it. It's like that's almost like the attitude that we get when it comes to, like, voter fraud after, like, post-election. It's like you have to get it right when it's happening, otherwise it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter because it's came and gone, and this guy's the president now. What are you going to do? Start a goddamn civil war?
And that's just it.
That's the only option against
It's like,
it.
do we just have a civil war and have a bunch of people die? Or do we just let this guy who shouldn't be president be the president? And it's like, actually, back in the day, it would have been a civil war. That cat in my house over there is not my cat.
Get out of here, you piece of shit.
That's Hank's friend. There's a cat in my house. It's not my cat.
Right. But yeah, the Civil War means nothing anymore because technology's gotten to a point where you need billions of dollars to actually fight this war. Back in the 1850s, all you needed was a rifle.
I wonder
and a few rounds to compete.
I wonder how much AI can help the strategy of war or just disabling a country.
That's what you're seeing in Twitter and all this stuff, disseminating information. But who's the actual one doing it? Like, that's what a lot of people are saying. You sit here, listen to Fauci. He's not speaking sense. He's supposedly the most qualified virologist in the world, but he's not making sense when he talks. He's not actually scientifically sound in his reasoning.
He's lying under oath.
Either he's nefarious and wants to see the world burn, or he's counter psyoping the fucking communists, and he's doing this on purpose so that we can get around what they're trying to do. See, there's a million little angles that you
never
could take.
fucking know nowadays.
Maybe he's the good guy, but the good guy has to play hardball these days.
I think at one point there was so much information getting out that the government realized the only way to combat it is to put out a bunch of information that doesn't make sense. And just, we live in the age of not just misinformation, but disinformation. It's like people are literally putting out content just to change your way of thought, make you question things. Is this even real? And a lot of people don't take any conspiracy seriously because there's so many of them getting pumped out on Instagram all the time. I get hit with them all the time.
Right.
Like, I show you guys the ones that I think like hold the most weight, but like the amount that I get hit with, and some of them are so baseless. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's to the point where I could imagine someone else who's kind of like shall we call them a normie or something, like they would never like think twice about these things because they're just getting hit with these baseless conspiracy theories all the time. The truth is, cis-minded.
Yeah.
The truth is that like a lot of conspiracy theories come true, like the big ones, it seems.
Right, and that's why I like to joke about the silly ones, because you're like, oh, everything else is right, but not flat Earth.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, you're going to sit here and tell me that the goddamn...
And just so you guys know, Alex and I aren't flat earthers.
No, not at
but
all.
we are going to do an episode on the flat Earth conspiracy.
And the firmament.
Because if you don't take in all information, you can't say it's fake, So
Exactly.
I personally haven't dove into it yet. But one of these days, we both are going to. And
It's
we're
worth a
gonna
look. It's funny, and now that conspiracies in quotations are coming more and more true, it's funny to sit here and be like, oh, you think the Earth is round? How droll.
They're called globe heads.
Yeah, globe. God damn it.
Fucking globe heads.
Yeah. Either way, it's silly to sit here and think the world is
I
flat.
got to fix my mic. Look at this thing.
You could oh, geez, you fucked up,
Need
didn't
some
you?
Viagra for my mic.
You just got to tighten those little screws right there.
No, I won't move anymore.
No, these ones right here, buddy. There we go. Good pod. Good.
No.
Good on the fly production here.
There we go. Oh, you're right.
I was right, wasn't I? Wow.
Wow, holy shit. It happens once in a while. You're right. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to us, please subscribe and leave us a like.
It didn't smell this bad when we started the podcast.
No.
Woo, 12 more minutes.
If you can't tell, we are getting a little bit closer to each other every time. Pretty soon.
Oh, I think it's Andrew that stinks,
If we could get like 3 subs in the next 10 minutes, we might just kiss.
Dude, can I just say, high five, we got 1 sub during this podcast.
Hell yeah.
Every sub counts.
Yeah, if you want to see less clothes on us, give us a like.
You know what?
Yeah.
Tell your friends to like and subscribe. If we get up to 30 subscribers, we'll rub nipples.
Yeah, we'll rub
That's
nipples.
only 3 more subscribers, so get on it. You got 10 minutes.
We are. This is a milestone.
10 minutes. That's only for this episode. It does not carry on to next episode.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, smash that subscribe. I hate it when people
If you
say
smash that subscribe button, we'll smash nipples.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's coming back.
Smash
cyclical.
pissers.
Yeah, you guys ever seen Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
You give us enough subscribers.
Like 20 years ago. I don't remember. Oh, Top G news. Did you watch the BBC interview with the Top G?
When did it come out?
A few days ago.
No, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Maybe that was a week or 2 ago, honestly. But no, it was good. So you watched the BBC interview with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Remember when he
That
was
was epic,
just like,
yeah.
What are you talking?
Do you have any clips on hand for the Top G interview?
No, there wasn't many clips. And when there was,
Really?
it was like music in the background and stuff. It wasn't very poignant.
You hate the music in the background.
Well, it just takes away from the actual information they're trying to convey. It's really
Sometimes
just for
it
mouth breathing.
intensifies it.
No, it's for mouth breathing idiots.
Okay. Well,
They
if I
can't
breathe through my
actually-
mouth, can you show me one?
You breathe through your mouth, you're going to get something else here pretty quick once this tie comes off, bud.
All right. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
It really is Pride Month.
Yeah. Alex is getting pretty pridey here. We better move on to something else.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Titanic conspiracy.
We're high-fiving under the table.
We
Non-stop.
haven't been, but I
Yeah.
could.
Sooner or later.
One day. There we go. There it is, Andrew.
But yeah, not much for...
What do you think of this?
orders the ship to travel through an 80-square-mile ice
I've had a
field
lot of these
at
come
full
up
speed
lately, yeah.
on a moonless night.
On a moonless
There
night.
had been over 8 telegrams warning the captain of the danger.
Need more
He's
scary
warned
music
8
videos.
times.
I love this
Slow the
track
ship
in the
down.
background.
Slow the Titanic
do.
down. You're going too fast. Not once stopped. Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, Benjamin Guggenheim, and a host of other
Fucking
billionaires
Guggenheim.
who were opposed to a central bank in America. Therefore, they had to be taken out of the way. And they were on the Titanic.
The company building the ship was owned by J.P. Morgan, who was himself an agent of the Rothschilds family. The
loves
Rothschilds
Celine
being the
Dion.
bankers for the Pope and the Vatican.
We've done a lot of
As a veteran
conspiracy
sea captain, Edward
conspiracy
Smith
theory
orders
episodes
the
on this
ship to
show.
travel
We've
through
done this
an
one
80
before,
square
even,
And
too.
we've talked a lot about the Titanic. Not this one necessarily, but there's so many conspiracies around the Titanic. I think this is just one of many. I think they killed like 10 birds with one stone with the Titanic. It's like there's so many reasons why they could have or would have sunk that fucking thing. And there's just another one. That's why I wanted to play it. It's just, it adds to the list. And
They couldn't get that stupid Rose bitch, though.
if you, no, because you know what?
Dumb
She
bitch.
didn't know enough.
Yeah, didn't even know there's enough room for 2 people on that door.
Yeah.
And actually, she aged out. That's why Leo had to go.
Leo's like, I'd rather die. He's like, oh.
You're 26?
While they're on the thing, she's
Oh,
like,
no.
he's like, I thought you were 23. No, I'm 26, Leo. I thought
My
I told
birthday
you.
was yesterday.
He's like, I guess there isn't enough room for me on here.
I gotta go now. I can't, I'm no longer for this world.
Holy shit. Anyways, so there's a bunch of conspiracy theories around that. If you want to see or hear about some of the other ones we talked about, our
Right.
very first conspiracy theory episode, it's like number 9 or 7 or 10. I don't know.
The one with the best context that I heard is they've actually been able to radio image the actual Titanic at the bottom of the ocean now.
Okay.
And there isn't a giant gash on the side like people are saying.
Oh.
Yeah, so it if anything, it was like a shelf of ice underneath that the Titanic got up on top of and scraped up the bottom of it.
Oh, and the bottom's like probably like covered so they can't tell.
Well, they can see the side, and there isn't a giant gash on the side.
Did they ever try to like excavate it somehow underwater, or did they just kind of leave it and just look at it?
I couldn't tell you, man.
Yeah.
You'd have to go ask them about that.
They seem to know everything about everything else, and I'm an idiot when I don't know. So
No,
I thought you were gonna be like, "What? You don't know?
You don't know about that?
Oh fuck! They dug it out hundreds of times."
They put the shop vac hose down there, and they kind of suck up the silt.
That's a good shop vac. I
Yeah.
need that. I need to know that brand.
Just a bit longer hose.
All right. Okay, so I was gonna talk about some food stuff, but you know what? Let's talk about Borobudur. You ever heard of that?
No, say that again.
Borobudur.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I don't know how to say it. This guy will probably tell you.
Did they build it?
This is a good page.
Borobudur, Java,
Borobudur.
Indonesia. Built without using cement or mortar. Every block fits perfectly together like Lego. And it survived volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and even a bombing.
I hate it when he shows
the
himself.
largest Buddhist
Yeah,
monument
fuck
in the entire world. There are no inscriptions, so we do not know when it was built, why it was built, or who built it. The leading guess is that it was built by the Shailandra dynasty around 800 AD, a seafaring civilization that we also don't quite understand. And looking at this temple, I doubt that just some travelers threw it together. There are also Hindu temples in the area, which make this whole thing more confusing, because what did they believe in? It has a very peculiar shape, like a yantra mandala or a lotus flower. Even crazier when you consider that some people say it was built in an ancient lake. The math of it is incredible. It has buried levels. It was an astronomical observatory. We don't know where the stones of this temple come from, and it's in a perfect line with 2 other temples. Ah yeah, and the locals believe it emits spiritual energy and was built by gods. What a fascinating temple. One really has to wonder how.
So I think one thing we should start doing is when, because I think a lot of our content comes from like random pages that like they just kind of repost shit. But that was from a page called Dastard Child, and I think he deserves a shout out because I watched a few of his videos, and they're all like that. I just hate it when he shows himself. Don't like looking at his face, but
sounds Asian, but he's white as hell.
The Shalandria. Have you ever heard about those people?
Nope.
Dude, they lived on the sea. Like they lived out at sea, like in the like the greatest ships, and like I can't remember what country exactly, but like basically like the biggest, like the countries that were the biggest with the biggest naval forces got fucked up by these people who just like lived out at sea. Like, you know, they tried to go to war with these people, and it's just like, no, like we live at sea. We have like, they had such a big naval army that they were able to just like fuck up all these places.
But they didn't have any base on land?
Well, they're saying that like it's thought that maybe those guys made that place, but like
okay.
we really don't know. And the way it's built, like you said, without any sort of cement or anything, it's just like stacked carved rocks, and it lasted this whole time. Like it's you know,
and carved perfectly too. That's not easy.
The pyramids seem to be like the big one, right? You know, that's like the one everyone knows, but I find something like that just like a little more interesting. Just the little details, like no cementing. Like I don't think the pyramids have any cement either, but still, like they're kind of stacked in a pyramid. Whereas like these are like carved rocks,
carved
like
perfectly. Like if you're off, then your pyramid's going to be askew one direction or the other, right? It's so difficult, and not only that, there's not at the pyramids, but there's a lot of these walls that are perfectly shaped rocks to fit exactly together, and there's bored holes through them that could only be done with machinery.
It's crazy how many places, like how many historic places have that. Like, and they're all from times that we know nothing about, really. We know like fragments of information, and you know, we're getting into the whole ancient alien and just like how do we build this thing? Like there's a lot of those things.
Yeah.
No, we are.
You don't want to get too deep into that one.
Like that's the thing is
they ran that shit into the ground, dude.
They did, but
maybe that was a psyop. They're like, oh, conspiracies are stupid. Like everyone has that hair.
Well,
but
that's
like,
just it. Like the Ancient Alien show really like they oversaturated the market almost with all this information. Some of it wasn't even like
now
they were
it's a
just like
meme.
throwing shit out there. Yeah, exactly.
Aliens
Whereas like
are a meme now.
when you look at that place and you hear those details, like a person can't help but sit and wonder, like, how the fuck did we make this? Who made this? Like, and the architecture doesn't exactly match any surrounding area. That's why they're wondering, like, you know, if it was inspired by, like, you know, India and stuff like that. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
So we got 3 minutes left. Thanks for following up on that.
Thank you very much.
Let's see here. So how about that guy on Joe Rogan that was talking about portobello mushrooms? Did you see that?
Paul Stamets there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't recent, was it? But I have seen a lot of his Joe Rogan appearances before.
When he talks about portobello mushrooms, then he says he doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
Oh,
it's an explosive subject.
This could be dangerous to him or something. He's so serious. This
Yes.
guy reminds me of a friend we have. But
what do you think about this?
What do I
Portobellos in
think about
particular should be cooked at high temperatures.
Why?
There is a unfortunate group of compound called agarotines. Agarotines are hydrazines that are heat unstable. So the good news is you should cook them. And if you cook them well, then those mushrooms are not a problem. If you don't cook them well, then these hydrazines are potentially problematic.
What are the negative benefit or the negative effects of this?
This is an explosive area of conversation, and it puts my life in danger. So I reserve the right not to answer your question.
Whoa.
I
didn't expect that. It puts your life in danger talking about portobello mushrooms? He's looking at me silently. I will respectfully move on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude,
What do
okay,
I
that's
think
just
about
fucked
that?
up.
That is fucked up. Why bring it up if you're so fucking butthurt?
Did he
about
bring it up, or
Yeah.
did he get asked about it?
Yeah, we don't know the context on that one. You're right.
Watch the podcast.
So, if you watch the podcast, they do talk about like mushrooms in general and how they can fuck with you, and he talks about the only 4 mushrooms that he does eat, and it's like
weird.
shiitake and like enoki. And
It's
like,
weird how all these mushroom enthusiasts kind of get the same look, like the same kind of vibe.
I think it's only the people that actually like harvest them and stuff, like, and grow them. Like, they look
Right.
like that. His hat looks like it's made out of mushroom.
It is.
Like this,
His hat is made out of mushroom.
I
Yeah.
knew
It
it.
doesn't look the epitome of health, though. You know.
No, but they all get that weird eyes, like they've been doing too many mushrooms or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I can't remember how to say it. Oh, what did you say that thing was called? The argentine. The thing that he said that's in there
Keep trying.
that you can like cook out of it.
No. Just
He'll say it.
keep giving us their
At
attempts.
high temperatures.
Why?
There is a unfortunate group of compound called agarotines.
Agaritines.
Fuck, you were close, dude.
So I know. So I looked into that, and so they did some studies, and one of them showed that it can like start cancer in the bladder of mice, and the other one showed that it can it can mutate mice to the point where they start growing cancer all over. It mutates their
he's
genes.
worried about the CIA. Goddamn.
Yeah, so
He knows something we don't.
I actually tried to find out what the fuck this guy was worried about, and even in like the comments section where people are just making shit up, I still couldn't find like even an interesting answer. You know, it was like no one actually knew, and the closest thing I could find this guy is like, well, he's talking about how like fungi are connected all over the world.
Yeah.
And how they can communicate with each other. So, you know, if he says too much about them, then they will collaborate to get rid of him.
Get after you?
Yeah. That was the best answer I could find in the comments. He's like, so he doesn't want to talk shit about the fucking portobellos.
They're everywhere, dude. They get arms and legs like that picture there.
Yeah.
What you been saying, bitch?
Don't make us pull a fucking Last of Us and fucking start growing in the human body.
But yeah, there's a pretty cool documentary about this guy on Netflix. He said he used to have a horrible stutter when he was young, and he took like an insane dose of mushrooms and climbed up a tree in a thunderstorm. And like was all freaked out with lightning flashing everywhere, and he's like so high. And he said after that he didn't stutter anymore.
Scared the shit right out of him.
Scared the stutter out of him, dude. Yeah.
There's no way.
Dude, no. Yeah, I'm not capping, bro. But yeah.
Jesus.
Little mushroom humor for you guys there.
Can I just say before we go, the other day I saw this old lady. She was walking around like this. You ever see old people? They walk around like
just pissed.
With that look on their face.
They're
like their
probably
mouth
in
is
pain.
open and they're like,
yeah.
They're like looking at things like, and I always wonder, like, they always say if you like make a shitty face and the wind blows the wrong way, it's like, that's the person that it happened to. Like, fucking, you live long enough, it's going to happen.
She was just a bitch for so many years that it stuck. Her
Dude,
face stuck.
There's so many old people that just got caught. You live long enough, man. You get caught making a shitty face.
Yeah.
Fucking, what do they call it? Oh, what kind of wind hits you?
I don't know, the shit winds.
Your mom never told you?
No,
well,
dude.
It's like drummers. When there's pictures taken of drummers, they're given like a stupid face effort, and that's like what we used to call it. So it's like you're drumming away, hammering out a song, and then people are snapping a picture, and you're like, hey.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, that guy's going ham because that's stupid face effort right there.
You know,
I notice like if I'm playing piano or something, I'll like have my mouth open, just like I know you don't actually pay attention to what your face is doing. Yeah.
Stupid face effort. You're so focused on the task at hand that you don't give a fuck. It's like when you're playing video games and you start like swaying.
Or drooling.
I go too hard. I literally start sweating. Like I know it's a term
too, but
they
it's
call
'cause
you
I'm
a
fat.
sweat, but
a sweat.
Like
You're a
I'll
sweat.
start like actually sweating if I'm like winning. Like if you get to the end of a battle royale and you're in like the top 5, dude, I literally
I've
like,
seen it.
cha-chung,
I've seen it.
cha-chung. Yeah.
He has to go have a shower after.
No, but you have to do a good walk at least because you can't just sit there and like calm down from that. You like
I was there when you won. Last time I watched you play.
Yeah. I got witnesses.
We're
way
going
over,
overtime.
yeah.
I kind of want to end with a video here. I didn't want to start with
You got
it.
a funny one?
It wasn't worth starting with, but I'll surprise you guys with this one. If you go right up past all the content, it's at the top of all the content I threw in there. Just keep her going.
I gotta go slower or else it'll
Nope.
jump me
Oh
up
yeah,
and
fair
maybe-
enough. Fair
You
enough.
gotta go slow.
Right
yeah.
above this guy, I think. No, yeah, this one here. So we'll finish the episode off with
Have
this.
no friends, and it's your birthday. You find some new friends, pay them $100 each, and throw yourself a party.
Jamie Kennedy. Yeah. We picked up day
I'm making
laborers.
this videotape for my parents because they don't think I have any friends. Okay, I'm coming home from work.
Thank you, guys.
You guys gotta give me these gifts, okay? This is for me and Mike. These are night vision goggles. Oh my God, overcoming depression. Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
Y sí, señor.
Dude, that's the best day ever for $100.
Dude, for all of them, that's awesome. Okay, guys.
They got paid for it.
I thought he
too.
would have dropped them off at Home Depot, but
He probably fed him too.
probably got him half wasted.
Oh yeah, that guy's
See
holding
you
a
next
fucking
Easter.
bottle.
Dude, shout out to Jamie Kennedy. Please don't copyright flag us for that. I wanted to share your work there. But
no, it's music. It's music that'll get you.
yeah, we actually got flagged on the last episode for some music. And
I don't even know why.
Yeah, I don't know if you read the email, but we're currently flagged in Russia and Belarus. Those countries cannot consume that episode. Aside
Yeah.
from that, the rest of the world's fine. No copyright issues.
Nope.
Yeah, so it's all good.
We got to think of a new country to go to if shit hits the fan.
Right. They're waiting for us. They're like, you used our video.
You want to come to my country?
You want to use our video and then come to our country.
And you got bad accent.
My accent is good enough.
Why you think you can come here with that accent? Fuck you.
Or
All
in
right.
Counter-Strike.
I think we've devolved.
Right.
Yeah. We've devolved far enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your patronage here at the Crowded Room Podcast. On behalf of Jer and Andrew here, I'm Alex. This has been another episode. Anything
That's
else?
it?
That's a good sign off now.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye.
Switchblade suicide. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holla to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arrives. And the street lights shining, you know my time's arriving. Out when it's dark cause we midnight vibing. Midnight driving, cruising by flying. Living so fast, never think about dying. Pose up in the dark and we hang out with the Batman. Scars on my knuckles cause we fucking with the wolf gang. Switchblade shining, night bright wilding. Stars in my eyes when the moonlight shines in. Murder rap on my first track. Killing shit cause I've been begging. Suicide on the second, I don't care, just accept it. Knife swipe and get doomed. Switchblade coming soon. Chills down your spine when we holler to the fucking moon. Still shine bright, fast spot. Make it eyes one, shut down, slice with the right swirl. Blood on my fist, knife test on my wrist. Moonshine on the blade, just cruising through the mist. Gonna be the midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holla to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes really go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arrives. And a little bit of midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holla to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes better go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arrives. And a little bit of midnight. Think twice about the motherfucking quick knob. Switchblade suicide with the wrist slice. Closed eyes won't rise when the sun's bright. Switchblade serenading in the moonlight. Holla to the fucking sky cause the moon bright. You know they say when the stars in my eyes better go running high. That we don't wanna lie when the union arrives. And Switchblade.
Sorry for the waiting, sleeping in that motherfucking bed. Ever since you made it, tell me that you hate it. Tell me you can't tell me you will say you got it bound to Satan. Tell me you ain't thinking. Tell me that you made it all the way to hell. Circle of creation. I ain't patient, but you learn this shit like special education, special medication that you take it. Maybe you can save it, taking you to Satan via